up your girl as well. Shout out Aaron, yeah. But like, I was watching Aaron's video. There was a twat on his channel, getting a bit personal with a girl. I like the way Aaron kind of shut that down. And yeah, man. Anyways, but yeah, big up Aaron, big up a gal. I think he's summed it up perfectly. This is the merry-go-round. 1 minute Sesko, and we're giving up on Gyökeres. Then it's Gyökeres. Then it's Sesko. Then it's Sesko. Then it's Gyökeres. Every now and again, oh, we're on to Hugo Ekitike. Now it's Ollie Watkins, and so on and so forth. And I have to, you know, credit where due. Every ITK apart from Hand of Arsenal, because I think he's actually one of the real ones. You know, Hand of Arsenal, Ornstein, they're doing what needs to be done. But every ITK, every journalist, credit where due. In this off season, you lot have ran up a check. Better engagement. Like, you lot have linked us with anyone. There's no way of fact finding this. You just have to, yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, moving on, you would have seen yesterday, Arsenal are in advanced talks with Sporting regarding Viktor Gyökeres, and the club feel they are within touching distance of the finish line. Gyökeres has apparently already agreed a 5-year contract, which is good at 27 years of age. 5-year deal. I don't know how much he's on, but respectfully to him, it's not pennies to me, but respectfully to him and Sporting, you'd imagine he's on pennies. So yeah, that could be that. But then again, I don't think that is not right. I don't think that is inaccurate, in the sense that I genuinely think personal terms have probably been agreed with Gyökeres. I think Sporting and Gyökeres' agent, they're not seeing eye to eye, and that's cock blocking him moving to Arsenal, Juventus, Man United, whoever the hell is linked with him, people. The Sports Witness said the big Viktor Gyökeres news in Portugal today is his breakup. Victor doesn't want anything tying him to Portugal because he's already decided he won't continue at Sporting. He spoke to Ines, explained what he felt, then he fled to Mykonos. Right, he might be he might score more goals off the field. But yeah, we've seen everything with him. Yesterday, you would have seen, you know, apparently he's got a clause of 60 million euros, which is now active. As of Tuesday, if Arsenal or any other club make a bid of this value and Sporting refuse, they will have to compensate the agent with 10% of the value. The Lions have warned that if this happens, they will demand 100 million euros, which obviously would have a knock-on effect, because if the agent gets bumped, he's going to probably try and get more money off his client and more in terms of commission. Sporting the same, and you get where I'm going with that. I don't really buy that, because if that was the gentleman's agreement of, we see rumors of 60 million plus 10 million, they want 80 million. But if that is not in cold-hearted writing, if it's not in writing that July the 1st, people can buy you for 60 odd million pounds, it's in writing. And it's also in writing that if the bid is made and Sporting don't accept, we owe you 10%. It doesn't mean anything. Of course, they can go to war if it was a gentleman's agreement, like, yeah, you said you would do this and not. But if it's not in the contract, which the only thing I'm led to believe is in this man's contract is a release clause of 100 million, it sounds good. And big up the Portuguese press, but it don't really make sense. It could be true, but it don't really make sense. L'Equipe out of France. Now, football is international, but L'Equipe reporting on a Swedish striker playing in Portugal about what an English club is doing, I don't know. I always try and look for, I'd more believe it if reports came out of Sweden, his homeland, or, you know, out of Portugal or Arsenal. I always try and look for the primary source. Again, football's universal. Rumors can come from anywhere, but I'm not too sure. To be fair, I haven't seen too many Arsenal-led reports with L'Equipe and what we're doing. But Andrea Berta hopes to finalise the signing of Gyökeres. The player wants to join Arsenal and is now close to agreeing personal terms with the club. Sporting have so far been uncompromising, but Berta hopes to settle on a fee slightly lower than his 70 million euros. Sources close to Arsenal's deal for Sesko have informed Court of Side that the parties involved may be nearing a compromise on a fee in the region of 75 million euros. So it swings and roundabouts. Romano is saying there have not been any changes over the deal for Gyökeres tonight. Sporting's asking price needs to be classified before a deal can be closed. So if Romano is saying that and we take that, doesn't that mean that whether United want him, Juventus want him, Arsenal want him, they're probably talking with his people, okay, how long in terms of a contract do you want? What's the bonuses? What's the framework going to look like for a deal? Do you actually want to join? Maybe that's not a problem, but then they're probably saying to the agent, how much do you think Sporting want? And then obviously probably moving a bit indifferent. So official communications could be delayed in that regards, people. Apparently Team News and Ticks on Sesko has said, and maybe this is why the Gyökeres rumors have kind of gone back up again. Arsenal are really struggling to agree a deal with Leipzig over Benjamin Šeško. And while the club are still trying to complete a deal, there's currently no headway being made. Why is that the case? Is it Leipzig or is it Šeško? Because one, you know, Hand of Arsenal said, you know, all these things you hear about release clause and crazy wages and all of that, it's wide of the mark. Maybe this is the media just getting onto it. But you do also have heard those rumors. And I can't lie, if I'm Sesko at 22, I'm moving to the Premier League. I'm moving to, same with Gyökeres, but I'm moving to the Premier League, moving to Arsenal. I want to get peace. The release clause, you can forget about that if that's true. If, you know, we talk about resale value. If you come here 3-4 years and we win everything there is to offer, and you really play to the level of what they were led to believe, that you could be the greatest striker in the world, and by that principle, you know, Europe's elite, Real Madrid, etc., start going for you, it's natural, innit? I've seen Thierry Henry go Barcelona because he couldn't do what he needed to do at Arsenal in terms of winning the Champions League. No worries with that. But you're going mad if you think there's a release clause. We're not a little man. We're not the biggest club in the world, but we're not a little man club like that. Gyökeres has left his missus, who previously said she hopes to keep him in Portugal. He's a savage, man. Oh, there's bare gal in London, man. Saka can help you out, man. There's bare Brownings in that, but apparently he left his girlfriend, his missus, so he's free to start a new life. Apparently he's agreed a 5-year deal at Arsenal. That's according to Nicholas Shearer. So yeah, until 2030. I don't know whether I don't know what to believe, if I'm honest with, if I'm completely honest with you guys. I don't know what to believe anymore, man. It's just talking points. It's all just nonsense, if I'm honest. Now, have we missed anything? No, we haven't. Eze, are we having him, folks? Do you want Eze? Do you not? Are we having Eze? Oh, one love for the super chat, my boy. Big up T. You're always here. Big up DG. Are the reports true? You're in favor of Dominic Calvert-Lewin to the carpet. Are these allegations true? Anyways, I don't know. Big up yourself for the super chat. Why are you lot just are you lot not religious, whether you're Muslim, Christian, whatever religion? Why are you lot making up lies here? What's going on? If that was said, that's literally AI. You've not heard me say that, but funny guy, man. There's bare jokers today, isn't it? I know there were so many clowns here, but Arsenal in advanced discussions with Crystal Palace's Eze. According to an exclusive report, they keep Arsenal are drawing closer to securing Eze 27 from Crystal Palace. The French outlet writes that contact with the player to convince him to travel across the capital are advanced. Calm down, man. You ain't seen him in an Arsenal shirt. Relax. However, the winger has a 79 million euros release clause, which is about 68 million quid. Palace are unlikely to do Arsenal any favours and lower their valuation for the player coming off a career best season. I mean, he won the FA Cup. He's in the England squad. Statistically, he's got great numbers as well. I don't think Palace are wrong for that. Get your bread. Get your bread. And for Arsenal, let's get this done. I trust you. I ain't never had a conversation with you. If it wasn't football, I wouldn't trust a stranger, but I trust you. I do trust you. I know I'm going to be happy about this transfer window in some way, shape, or form, man. So, yeah, I don't blame Palace. Play hardball because they need to reinvest. They face the prospect, at least in the next year or 18 months, Eze's cutting. Maybe not now because I can't assume you're coming to Arsenal, but Eze's going to cut. Eze's going to cut. He's probably gone this summer. Mateta, I don't know, but he's someone that is drawing admirers in a day and age where the striker market's dead. Maybe you never know, but maybe in 2 years' time, they're not going to hold on to Wharton and things of that ilk. Big up yourself, Raz. Big up Dave. Had to make you a mod. You know, I've never met someone who's called Dave that is a dickhead, you know, so big up yourself. I don't think we're going to get both. I know you lot don't want to hear this, but they've also been linked with Chelsea's Noni Madueke, albeit the French outlet writes that the amount being discussed has not yet been disclosed. The winger has a contract lasting until 2030 with Chelsea. Arsenal are looking to restock their attack and push for the title following a third consecutive season where the club finished runners-up in the Premier League. I feel like there's a jab to the heart every time I read sentences like that. David Ornstein did say yesterday, we're looking to do a deal for Eze at a lower price than his release clause, which I know people will say, oh, look at his release clause, just pay it. I'm not saying you're wrong, but that's how man move. Any player you've seen sign for every club, this is business. Naturally, you don't want to pay the asking price. Of course, there's some exceptions to the rule. But I will say this, there's going to come a point you can try barter it down, try put the deal how you want to put it down. At some point, Crystal Palace are going to put their foot down. You either pay his release clause, or if you want to pay in installments, we need it in XYZ, not in this. Are you going to pay it? Pay it, pivot, or F off. Simple. It's unclear whether a sale would need to happen first to facilitate a move, but this would be separate to their pursuit of a striker and left winger, which is probably the best, beyond the obvious and me wanting Eze, probably the thing that interests me the most. That tells me we want 3 attackers. And we have seen reports that have said we're not really looking to sell to buy. Everyone's got a price. You know, there are rumors saying we need to sell to buy to finance certain things. There's also rumors saying that, you know, Martinelli's going to be given a new deal. You know, Arteta spoke about goosebumps and all of these kind of things. So if I assume, you know, there's other targets, but if I assumed we're going to buy Norgard for, well, if anything happens with Partey, we're going to buy Norgard for the 10 million plus 2 million add-ons that That's being said. The 5 million for Kepa, the 50 odd million for Zubamendi. You know, a striker is going to set you back as low as 60 million, potentially as high as 100, give or take, loosely around that. You know, Rodrigo setting you back stuff. This tells me that we was planning to do these kind of things regardless. There is obviously a need to sell. Partey's wages are gone. We didn't sell him, yes, but his wages are off. Tini's wages are off. Jorginho's wages are off. You'd imagine Zinchenko and Reece Nelson are gone. See what we can do with Fabio Vieira and Lokonga. And to be honest, all the forgotten men. You can cry until you're blue in the face, people, about getting rid of Jesus and Kai Havertz, but for a variety of reasons, that's not happening in what's left of this preseason, innit? So it is where it is. Romano said we're working on the deal for Eze. The player is keen on the move. He's excited by the project at the club. Arsenal have now started talks on the conditions of a deal with both Palace and Eze's reps. Get it done, man. Come home, my brother. Shouldn't have really. How we had, and football's a funny game. And if you stayed at our academy, you might not have been this Eze as good as you are. Sometimes life just works like that. But we had Eze, Harry Kane, and Andy Cole at some point. I don't know how it worked out, but it's cool, man. Eze, come home, man. Come home. Bring some other Palace dons with you. Bring Elise as well, man. I know you don't want to be in Germany anymore, man. I'm dreaming. But yeah, Team News and Tix has said Eze is part of a free attacker plan at Arsenal this summer, and the club are in the driving seat to sign him at the moment. Being in the driver's seat, I'm not an F1 fan, but I've seen people overtaking on the circuit, in it. So anything can happen. I've seen Man United announce Aaron Ramsey's deal. Did Aaron Ramsey ever kick a ball for them? To be fair, I heard he's going to Mexico, people. Arsenal prepared to sign Rodrigo, Eze, and the striker, but are waiting for Rodrigo to say he wants to leave Real Madrid. How long are we going to wait, man? Arsenal had advanced. So every journalist is adding these things. Arsenal had advanced on Eze in recent hours, and talks are well advanced with the player and his reps. All that is missing is the decision on whether Arsenal will activate his clause, his release clause, better yet, or not. The talks with Eze are concrete. He's excited by the project. We started talking to understand the conditions of the deal with Palace, says Romano. So some level of official club-to-club communications has happened. Come on, Palace, allow us, man. We gave you some good players. I'm so upset we sold Eddie Nketiah, Rob Holding, Matt Turner. These are generational talents, man. Like, I think we would have won the league if we kept them. We might have to sack Arteta. We've got some very good players here. I would really be upset if you bought Fabio Vieira or Zinchenko off us. I don't know what I'd do. I'd cry, Crystal Palace, man. Ian Wright, chat to your club, man. Let's get it done. As of now, no direct contact between Arsenal and Palace for Eze. Player has a 68 million release clause, but it is felt a deal could be done for around 60 million. That is what the Beautiful Game podcast is saying, and big them up. They're doing great stuff. Can't wait till they bring some new videos out. But that does directly conflict kind of what we read. 1 minute official conversations, then not. I'm going to believe them, to be fair. Arsenal value Eze below his 68 million release clause. There's been no bid to date, but Arsenal's interest is serious and advancing. Eze is understood to be keen on the move to Arsenal. Arteta has spoken to Rice about Eze. The Arsenal midfielder gave a glowing endorsement of his international teammate. While Tottenham maintained their interest, Eze is understood to prefer a move to Arsenal, the club he supported growing up. Let's go, man. Let's go. If we get Madueke, we have another Havertz. Madueke will be Havertz 2.0. We'll end up Garnacho, Jackson, Madueke by the end of this window. If that's the case, Arteta, make sure you win something, you know. If that's what you're going to do, make sure. Man said he thought Zubamendi would be announced. You got jokes, fam. Bro, that's because many people, including me, are under 18, so this is sus. Eze is the kind of player we're desperate for. Gets bums off seats, man. I'm not going to lie, yeah. Imagine in certain games, Odegaard, Eze, and Saka. Imagine pulling out to the challenge. You got Rice making those third man runs, Miles Lewis Skelly doing his thing, Timber about. It could be lit, man. Big up Kudus. Who's that? He's not good, especially if he signs for Spurs. Rodrigo going to cost the most easily. If you want to hang out the big boy table, you got to pay the P's, man. Number-wise, if we sign all three, I think we could slide Trossard. I'm selling Trossard before Martinelli, man. DG, your mods on a mad thing. I sure know how to pick a minute from party time to Nordgaard VPN. Boy, watch VPN, boy. Don't sleep on Nordgaard. I'm not expecting fireworks from him, but I think obviously it's not inspiring. But I think people are moving like he's shit. He's not shit. We're definitely gonna have to look for a centre mid in the next year or two. The only thing I would say with Nordgaard is I don't think you're a bad player. I can see why you're being a squad player. In terms of what you offer a midfield, I don't think you're anywhere near Jorginho, but you're going to be fit a lot more than him. You're going to be a squad player. You can help us in that. We have lost some experience. You're providing that. Is it a game changer, blockbuster? 100% not. The only thing I would give the club credit for is the speed in which you signed Nordgaard. Do I think Zubamendi and Partey sounds a lot better than Nordgaard and Zubamendi? 1,000,000%. I know Nordgaard is Premier League proven, and I've just said that, but we've seen players move from one Premier League club to the other, and they've not kind of hit the ground running. So there's a lot, and obviously Zubamendi, I actually think he's a game changer for us, but he's gonna have to hit the ground running, and he does also need to be allowed to adjust to things, which I hope it works, man. I hope it works. Arsenal's interest in Eze stems from his ability to play both as an attacking midfielder and out wide, but is not in place of other left-wing targets. Arsenal's interest in left-sided attackers Rodrigo, Gordon and Nico Williams is well established. These deals would come at considerable cost and might require the departure of one of the club's existing wide options to balance the books. Arsenal also monitoring the addition of a more versatile attacking player such as Noni Madueke, I don't know who that is, Eze or Morgan Rogers. Arsenal are being kept informed on a number of players to afford them flexibility in their planning, which I do think the Athletic and Gunner blog, they have this way of formulating sentences to make out that Arsenal are the only club that moves like this, not to take anything away from Arsenal. Am I wrong for saying that is how a competent football club should be moving? You should be able to pivot. We haven't always been able to do that. So yeah, apparently in recent hours, we've made efforts to sign Eze. Apparently, we've also made an unspecified offer to Chelsea for Madueke. There's also reports that go against that. So yeah, again, we've made an offer. I hope not. From what I am being told from people close to the situation, once Real Madrid get back from the Club World Cup, Rodrigo is going to make it clear that he wants to leave. I think Rodrigo is quickly emerging as Arsenal's dream target. I think everything points towards Rodrigo leaving, and my belief is that Arsenal will be towards the top of his desired place to go. Arsenal know what kind of fee it will take to sign Rodrigo, around 75 million. They know about his wages, and that hasn't scared them off one bit. 75 million, not the worst. Valencia have offered Mascara a contract renewal, but given the timing of the proposal and the sporting ambitions of the other club trying to sign him, Arsenal, it is virtually impossible for the player to stay. Come on, man. Come. Forget that now. Valencia, the weather in Spain isn't as good as North London. Arteta, you need to let me join the recruitment staff, man, because we need to start lying to people. I should have lied to Sesko last season. Of course, bro. No, you're going to play ahead of Kai. Once you're signed, who cares? Arsenal took advantage of talks with Viktor Gyökeres' agent, Hassan Sentikaya, to discuss another one of his clients, Magnus Alusha. I want him, bring him. I've spoken about him before. The player features predominantly on Arsenal's list of potential wingers. However, AS Monaco are demanding 70 million. Probably only move for him. No, in fact, because he's another versatile man like Eze. Not as versatile as Eze, but he can play all about the place. If he's seen as a genuine left winger and Eze seen as a versatile one in the striker, it could come in. But what I was about to say is, I think we only grab this shoe if we don't get Eze, you know, because they're not the same player, but you get what I'm saying. They're not the same profile, but they kind of are. Declan Rice gave a glowing report of Eze. I'm loving the Eze stuff. Tommy Setford needs to go on loan. Stevenage, good move for him. Needs to be playing grown man's football. Just go and sign a 35-year-old journeyman's goalkeeper just to be our third choice. Martinelli is seen as an option for Al Nassr if they can't land Diaz. Arsenal are not actively looking to sell and have started exploratory contract extension talks. Nassr believe a big offer could change their mind. Of course, you bring 70 million, you know, you should never be buying Martinelli for 70 million. But Saudi, you got big P's. They expect clarity from Diaz first. I don't think Martinelli's going to do it. But again, that's what I mean. So if we're talking about giving Martinelli a new deal, whether we should or not, and all them other signings we're looking to do, and this is all assuming we're not going to bring in other ones, do we really need to sell to buy? I don't know. Norgard is expected to undergo a medical at Arsenal this week and get the ball rolling. Arsenal are not looking to sell. Martinelli, says CBS. He wouldn't consider a move to the Saudi Pro League at this moment in his career. Bayern Munich is seen as admirers as well. Once again, where Madueke is concerned, the club have been speaking to his reps the past few weeks. The club hold genuine interest in Noni. Talks are not advanced on personal terms. No proposal made to the player either as of today. Chelsea club officials have denied any bid being made. On the player side, he's expressed interest in our project, but has reservations about competing with Saka. You can't compete with Saka. How much man failed? They compared him to Foden and Palmer and this one. And, you know, someone was even in my mentions yesterday telling me Jadon Sancho in 2025 is better than Saka. Man, shut the fuck up. But anyways, pardon me for my French. You ain't got a chance. On a serious note, I don't want Madueke. I don't think it's inspiring. But I don't think he's a terrible player. And I wouldn't cry. But I don't think it sends out the right signals. And you're going to be primarily playing off the right, which you're not going to get an opportunity for Saka. You can play off the left, but that's not going to happen. Newcastle want you go over there. The player is not keen on playing left wing either. In truth, the interest is genuine, but as of today, as you were. So unless it's another season like last year where we're scrambling, I don't know. Rodrigo's only played 23 minutes in the last 3 games for Real Madrid. Sources close to Rodrigo are upset with his lack of involvement at the Club World Cup. The arrival of Franco Mustantano could lead to Rodrigo's role being reduced in the coming months. It's worth keeping a close eye on his situation, says reports people. Not sure what that was supposed to be. Atletico Madrid see Madueke as a market opportunity. Yeah, bro, that's a market opportunity for them, man. Things could be handled better. Acceptance door left open for Arsenal to sign player. Mascara's plan this year had been to extend his contract at Valencia, and Arsenal stepped up their efforts to sign him in recent days. His deal expires in 2026. The La Liga side assured him months ago that a renewal offer was on the way. He didn't actually receive an offer until Monday, after they rejected an Arsenal bid. This is why he don't lack. 2 days ago, it was reported Arsenal expected to make an improved bid for the 21-year-old. Valencia's attempts to tie him down to a new contract while Arsenal are trying to sign him. The Spanish club have made a written renewal offer until 2028 with improved salary, but it won't make him one of the club's highest earners. Well, regardless of his salary proposed at Valencia, you'd imagine he'd be on something more healthy at Arsenal and in London. The latter part contradicts claims on Thursday. Mosquera holds the upper hand when deciding his next steps. According to Levante EMV, he should respond to Valencia's renewal offer soon. But I would say with a World Cup next year, based on game time, are you more likely to get called up to the Spanish national team playing week in, week out for Valencia, or being a squad player here? I want a effing MILF. Boy, take a touch, man. Take a touch, man. Take a touch. These are the youths that try to clown me. See? Acting like I've never seen Gal before. But anyways, if he were to reject it, the interested, well, to be fair, moving to Arsenal could accelerate your plans. If he were to reject it, the interested club needs to meet Valencia's asking price. Arsenal are seeing their 50 million euro bid get rejected and are willing to offer 20 to 25 million euros, including bonuses. He's expressed his desire to continue at Valencia as long as their project is competitive and the salary is in line with his performances. So it does raise in question what is going to happen in that regard. Sky Germany did say that Madueke is one of several options being assessed by Arsenal. We're still considering Rodrigo should he obviously decide to leave. Arsenal do not want to pay more than 50 million euros for the signing, extra 10 million euros being requested. We're being linked with 27-year-old Ademola Lookman, people. Apparently, Arsenal are aiming to sign him for 50 million euros with some bonuses, so would likely need to go higher. Do we really want him that much? I'm not sure. Arsenal have been handed a boost in the Rodrigo kind of pursuit, I guess. Every day he's on the bench. He's leaving. Arsenal, go and buy him. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't believe this anyways, man, but it is what it is in that regards. What's this? Semenyo opted not to agitate for a move away despite Arsenal with Chelsea interest. That's because I can tell you for a fact he could have signed for Spurs. But Spurs didn't want to pay the money. Arsenal and Chelsea did actually want him. They didn't want to pay the money that was required. You've seen him and obviously Gerard Braithwaite of Everton sign new deals. You thought they would have been on the move, but unless these things got release clauses, it's a myth. Arsenal to offload midfielder in weeks. Who? Who? Fabio Vieira. Pardon me. He's wanted by Patrick Vieira and Cesc Fabregas. Aye, Cesc Fabregas, take him. Take him, Cesc. To be fair, some of the players Cesc Fabregas is signing for Como is lit. I mean, we all know Lokonga and Fabio Vieira needs to go. They need to go play football. Apparently, Lyon have set a price tag of at least 60 million euros for Malik Fofana to bring him. Bayern, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Fulham, Forest, Leipzig, Napoli are all in contact for the player. Lyon are hoping the interest of several clubs would drive the price up. Fair play. You also heard apparently Nottingham Forest have agreed some level of a deal. So we'll have to see how that develops. Ben Jacobs has said Arsenal view Rodrigo as the perfect fit. Real winger will hold talks with Xabi Alonso once back from the Club World Cup to clarify his future. Arsenal yet to learn if he's open to leave, but Real Madrid are prepared to sanction an exit for around 90 million euros. So what's that? 78 million euros, touching the 80s. Rodrigo viewed as the dream left wing target, but comfortable on the right wing, a position he's often been deployed at Real Madrid. Madueke is another idea on the right-hand side, but no offer made yet to the player or Chelsea. Maresca still values Madueke. He's the best you got. However, Chelsea could entertain bids of 45 plus million with add-ons on top, especially if they secure another attacker. Eze is a separate matter, unlinked to any of the above targets or positions, even though he also could be utilized as a left winger. Fair play. So that's that. Is there anything new Arsenal related? Let's go on a good old Google search, people. Let's change that to an hour. Huh? Okay, we'll look at that in a sec. Same old, if I'm honest. What's this? Let's go with this. Back on the Mosquera front. What's this? Arsenal dealt Christian Mosquera blow despite agreed deal. Why? How? Hey, he's eligible for Colombia and Spain. We know that. They do not wish to sell him. ESPN have reported that the club have opted to offer the Spaniard a new contract to attempt him to stay. Okay. And we're keen to do a deal for 50 million. Okay. Okay, we got done there because it sounded like he's agreed a new deal. That just says they want him to they just want him to sign a contract extension. This has said he wants to join Arsenal, according to Romano, apparently. So yeah, get it done, man. Bring the guy to the carpet, man. Enough said. Bring the guy to the carpet. But that seems to be everything at the moment. Let me scroll all the way up and see what you lot are saying, people. Smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't. As usual, big up yourselves, people. Let me scroll all the way up because I want to see everybody's comments, man. Scrolling. Odegaard suing Norwegian publication for releasing pictures of his house and road in England. But then again, even I know where he lives. Same road as Saka's mum and dad. Yeah, Harvey. Yeah. I mean, the Norwegian publication for kind of great crashing his wedding are scumbags, but yeah, I think he's a bit weird. Harvey, big up yourself, but you know, I wouldn't want to see what's on your laptop, mate. You know what I'm saying? We need serious backup to our first team players because over the years, the drop off from our subs has been a disgrace. Fact. What date should Arsenal fans start organising protests against the owners if they don't give Arteta what he needs? If it gets to that point, protests should be KSC out, not to sign players. I don't know, man, because on one hand, everybody's allowed to scream and shout and voice their thoughts, but really and truly, the Cronkies are not going anywhere. I don't know, man. You'd have to talk to someone else. I don't know, man. I personally think it'd be a waste of time, bro. 150 is a madness, DG. That's a heavy bag. Same, but that's what Newcastle are apparently saying. Of course, they're going to overprice him. Palace are going to overprice Eze. Declan Rice was overpriced. We're going to overprice Saka and all of these guys. It is what it is, essentially. Like, you got bread in it. Pay the bread. We saw it. What else are we saying? Please get Sesko. I'm sold on Sesko. Harvey, take a touch, man. He's getting 40 to 50k. If I'm Gyökeres, I need a lot more than that. I need to be touching 100 bags. At the very minimum, I need to be touching 100k a week. DG L'Equipe is a top outlet in France. It's not Mickey Mouse. So we're getting both. I wouldn't hold my breath, man. My worry with Gyökeres is if you watch him carefully, you realize he's playing against bums in that league. He is, but at the end of the day, like, still got to score goals. And anytime I've seen him in big games, even if he hasn't scored, he's impressed me. And I think I've seen enough of no man is without faults. But I think I've seen enough in his general play to think you can score goals, you can link up play, you can work the channels, you're strong, can take pens, can score free kick. Better than what we've got. I think we go for Sesko, but yeah. I don't want Sesko with his release clause. While 50 goal a year, Gyökeres wants to join. Like and subscribe, people, super chats and memberships. Big up Frank, because he's actually a Liverpool fan, but he's just here. No one say I was on Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Crazy slander. Crazy slander. I didn't get the memo. DG's processor working double time in this heat. To be fair, well, you lot can't see it, but there's a fan in it. Walked into DG talking about older girl. What's going on here? It weren't me. Not me. Definitely not me. I never said any of that. I wouldn't do that. This is a football stream. I wouldn't do that. Come on, man. You got to be respectful. I wouldn't do that. Come on, man. DM me Brownings. Oh, gosh. Who said that? If we come second with Havertz up top, we should be invincible with a real striker. Oh, man. Eze, Rice, Saka, Gyökeres, Odegaard, Rodrigo would be great. It would be, but seeing is believing. Big up United, Kai. Not your club, but you yourself. And J Spurs. See, even the ops love the channel. Fuck your teams, but big up you lot, because you don't know how to pick teams, you know how to pick content creators. Big up Jerome, my guy. Eze is the kind of player we're desperate for. Gets bums off seats, great in low blocks. I'd love him, man. Big up DG. We are not signing Eze, Sesko, or Gyökeres. We will sign Madueke, though. I hope not. And even, listen, if they sign the shittest players or the best players in the world, this football club needs to make sure next season there is some level of a parade. That they need to. That's why I'm not buying into this whole, if we get Sesko, sorry, people, I'm trying to find my water. Sesko needs time and all of this, and he might. I'll tell you ain't got that. Sesko might need 2 years, and on paper, you're here for longer than 2 years, but it's deliver time now. We ain't got time for the play creating. Without a doubt. Ideally, we win the Prem. Hopefully, we win the Champs. I don't think people will be happy with the league or the FA Cup, but we need silverware, man. We need parades. The players need to have that little moment at Wembley and all of that kind of stuff. Tomiyasu would be like a new signing. I ain't trying to hear that, man. Eze is an upgrade on Vieira, Sterling, and can play Cam. To be fair, the bar's on the floor with them two, but yeah, man. Nah, DJ, I'm not imagining nothing until we actually have the player sign. Ben Jacob said Madueke is a right wing backup. Boy. But for real, where's the Zubi announcement? What happened to waiting to July, blah, blah, blah. I mean, big up Arsenal because they do great with the media work, but 167 likes. Can we get as close to 200 as possible? There's over 400 of you tuned in. The amount of work that went into that announcement vid for Kepa, I need to see a mad thing with Zubamendi. Absolute mad thing. Like, so I'll give him that. But yeah, just announce the done. Eze would be a top signing for Arsenal, would raise the level on players around him, especially Martinelli and Odegaard. And also ease the burden. Good players like to play with good players. This Madueke is not true. I don't know, man. We love hunting for Chelsea scraps. So I don't know. When Arsenal sign players, the fans always defend the signing. 9 times out of 10, when you have to defend the signing, it's a shit signing. Norgard fits that category. Doesn't make us better. I don't think in terms of individual quality makes us better. I'm not sitting there and saying I would have signed Norgard, but it's done now. I don't think he's shit. Nah, that's just me. I'm not defending nothing. I'm just calling it as I see it. If he's crap, I'll call him crap. Question: Eze, Gyökeres, and Lookman, or Rodrigo and Sesko? Eze, Gyökeres, and Lookman, just because there's more bodies there. Just because there's more bodies there. This DG guy is criminal. He wants another goalie. Bro, you're too emotional. Okay. I want Tommy Setford to go on loan. I could be wrong. I think he needs to be out of his comfort zone. I've watched enough of him at Arsenal, enough of him when he was at Ajax, actually, because he was in the England squad. I think he's very good in terms of the modern day ball play and all that. Very good shot stopper. I'm sure there's a lot you could learn from the goalkeeping coaches, from 2 experienced keepers like Kepa and Raya. I'm sure you was in and around when Ramsdale was here. That's great. But that's all doing theory. You need to be out there learning. You need to stay in the because you're not going to play. You might get a 1 league cup game. You're not going to play. You're definitely not going to play. I would love to be wrong, but you're not going to play. It's great traveling with Arsenal and training and doing all of that, but there's no substitute for going out there playing go into a club. No one don't give a monkeys if you're a talented young player with potential. We heard you're an Arsenal goalkeeper. We're in League One, either trying to fight relegation or get promoted. Can you show bravery collecting crosses from set pieces? Can you keep them out the back of the net? Can you be in that environment where it's sink or swim? People are losing jobs and all of those things. That's what that man needs. So shoot me for wanting any 35-year-old Scott